It's hard to get that data, like people are doing cosmetic, doing kitchens, bathrooms that don't need approval. And that's, landscaping, lots of things and even the building approvals, like it's not always the actual cost, is it? Like you've got architect fees, you've got lots of other fees, other subby trades that you don't have to include. When you did your build, Veronica, you don't have to give the exact numbers of what you spent, but what do you reckon you spent on top of the actual cost that you declared to the council, I guess?
I should know this off the top of my head, but there's a couple of different factors here. One is the consultants' costs.
Yep.
So architects and, various consultants that you need to get various reports and all the rest of it. Now, probably, and I should really know this stuff, shouldn't I? Because I talk about knowing these figures, well in excess of 50 grand. Well in excess of 50 grand. Okay. So that's just on the architect and the consultants and the fees. Now, when you first submit your DA to council, you'll put a estimated build cost so that they sort of factor up all your council fees and your footpath fees and all those sorts of things based on that. And that might have been something like, I don't know, I think 600,000. But then it was a number of years after that I actually did the build, and it, we're talking at least double that.
Yeah.
Ultimately what it cost. So even the number that the architect will put on the DA application is usually like, plucked a figure out of the air. What's the lowest number we can get away with? That doesn't sound ridiculous, like we're trying to rort the system in a way, right?
Yeah.
And then I could decide I want gold taps and, everything plated with gold, and it costs 3 times purely because I've got expensive tastes. So Ken, in the ABS data, where does the value of the renovations figure, where is that derived from?
Yes, what I'll read off there is that data from their collection provides timely estimates of future building activity, et cetera. So obviously they do their best to survey and capture it all, but those anomalies that you just mentioned, same here, we went through it, we probably spent an extra 100K, those things aren't captured. But when you apply that same factor or same error across the board, then it's great from a trend perspective, great to compare through time, great to compare between regions. So I think, rather than worrying about is it 5 or 10% under, as long as the error is consistent, as long as those measurement errors are consistently there across all states, then it's a very powerful set of metrics to identify trends.
So I just want to clarify one thing before we move on. So Ken, the figures that the ABS have in terms of the renovation cost or the build cost, is that what has been supplied from councils?
Correct.